Hello, this is Kaboom, and I am sitting with the guys.
Who talk about things.
The guys who talk about things. Yes, everybody. Once again, to my left is Kaboom, and to my right is Soaring.
And
I'm not looking at him
because
he's still asleep.
Yeah,
3 weeks after we
yeah, this
started
is no. We all recorded it in one night. Everybody knows how this works.
So this video is going to be for all of you preppers out there. Because
some of
as
you
we
who think you are.
Some of you who know who you think you are, and some of them have probably a good, solid underground bunker full of tinfoil.
I doubt any of those people are going to watch a video about prepping because they're going to be like, "Hey,
oh no, they're going to search best ways to prep, and then look, this video, guys talk about prepping.
Oh yeah, it's true," and then they're actually going to listen to us and be like, "Hey, these guys have the right idea with their tinfoil in their bunker."
You had this idea to rig a gas stove to collect the gas.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, you tie up.
Wait, what?
Huh?
You never told me about that.
Okay, yeah.
You just thought of it the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, really?
Okay, yeah. If you think about it, you tie a garbage bag, right?
Right, like a 55-gallon bag.
Or even and you hook it up to a compressor.
Yeah.
Right. So it collects all the gas from the stove you turn on. You make sure the igniter's off, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And then so you let all the natural gas go into the bag. Use the air compressor to compress that gas into a canister, right? Then you have a canister full of natural gas that you can release, like a propane.
That's pretty good, actually.
And since it's coming from a municipal source, it's coming from what's remaining in the pipe from the municipal source. So assuming that nobody else tried to burn that, and not everybody will, it'll still be available for you to use and contain.
Yeah, that's true.
Technically, you could do that into your house now and store natural gas that way, but you'd be paying for it in your bill.
Right, but I mean, even now, if you were to do it,
I mean, even natural gas will act like propane.
I mean, we're talking about prepping here. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You can do this before or after, so you don't have to.
If you have a big enough tank, you pay an extra $100 in your gas bill. They'll ask you why you did it, or where the gas went, and then say, hey.
I've been boiling a lot of water.
I've been boiling a lot of water for prepping. Because the zombie apocalypse will be, or
and then the zombie apocalypse is on its way. That might actually be true because you have like 50 gallons of water down.
We're talking about this. We'll do that the next episode.
Okay. So.
But I do think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Are you guys familiar with what EDC is? It's everyday carry.
Okay.
So, what do you carry on you every day?
I carry my cell phone and my wallet and my car keys.
Okay, you?
Cell phone and wallet, and when I'm walking around, which is a lot, I carry my book bag, which has my Game Boy, a lighter, a Kool-Aid packet for some reason, a lollipop, keys to my girlfriend's house, sometimes comic books.
Actually, that's right there. That's a prepping kit.
So what you have, you do not have an everyday carry.
No,
he has an everyday carry. Do you understand what that is? Like
Okay,
so in my pocket I had my phone and my wallet, but that's okay. Everybody has a phone and a wallet.
Right.
But in my messenger bag, what I keep is, particularly if I'm walking somewhere, I usually carry my laptop with me. Have my laptop charger, of course, and my mouse. Okay. Got that.
That's going to do you any good in the zombie apocalypse unless you take it apart.
A good knife that I bought from the festival. At least I think it's a good knife. It's great. I've tried. I've used it. I mean,
Damascus steel, right?
It's Damascus steel knife.
I keep now.
I keep.
I'm
a
going
bobby
to ask
pen,
if it's something easily accessible.
Oh, you have the lockpick kit.
I have a lockpick kit.
If it's something easily accessible in my car, would that be something I could say?
No, because you're not carrying it on you.
Well, yeah, but
everywhere you go.
I could, except
for
I'm not. A lot of the things that I have in my car, I can't carry.
A proper thing an EDC prepper would have on them. Sometimes it's not always beneficial for you to carry around a backpack.
Right.
But it is good for you to have a lot of pockets. You always want a wallet because you always want some kind of identification. If you're out, even in an apocalyptic scenario, right? You might want to have that ID on you. Let's say you're traveling somewhere, and you come under a situation where you're not trusted. You say, "Okay, I'm going to give you this information. I am from this state. Here's my proof. This is who I am. This is how long I've been alive.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to give you my information just to build that trust."
Right.
So you have an identity you can give them, so you know that you're not all lost to the world.
Right, and
even if it's expired.
Even if it's expired.
Your picture's still on it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
pictures of your family if you can. Even business cards would be surprisingly useful because you can say, "Hey, these are the people I spoke to." No, too. You know.
I have ULab business cards.
Yep. Your ID is always important.
It's true. ID is something you always have on you.
Another thing you're going to want is your phone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not you can do anything with that phone is irrelevant. There's always someone out there who knows how to hook your phone up to a car battery and charge it.
A tip out there.
You know?
If you like Doritos, always carry a bag on you.
Yeah, that's
great kindling.
My private tip to as a Boy Scout. The best fire starter in the world is a bag of Doritos.
It's true.
And you don't need all of them. You need just one chip under your kindling. If you can get an ember on that, it will burst into flames.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Didn't we do it at Bob's?
Yeah. Yeah, actually we did. We threw a Dorito in the fire and it
boom.
It was
we
crazy.
had trouble fighting because it was so cold out there, and it was like wet and rainy, and it was moist wood.
And then
burst in flames.
And he was just like, "Well, what do you think that Dorito's gonna do?" And then we were like, "This fire."
Well,
it was great.
Crayola cans can be burnt as candles.
Right.
Without a wick.
Right.
Wait, what was that?
Crayola crowns. You can set the tip on fire and it will burn like a candle.
Yeah. No, I knew that.
And which is great because I kid you not, I have 200 Crayola crowns in my room.
You have like 400.
Oh, only recently opened. I'm an artiste, yes.
And a scientist. You're a creative, logical mind. I mean,
that's why I'm in a company.
This is true.
I make the coffee.
Yeah, this is true.
And he does the janitorial duty as he has facilities.
Well,
that's fine. I'll just raise my army of squirrels.
This is actually kind of interesting that we bring this up. I know that this isn't anything to do with prepping, but I would like to bring up the fact that you guys realize that this part wouldn't I don't think that we'd be quite as far as we are right now if I wouldn't have just said something about making YouTube videos and how I wanted to do it, and then you were like, we should totally do that for the company.
Yeah, we should. We should. You know, the YouTube channels, right?
Well, we were inspired by a bunch of different people. You, Rooster Teeth,
me,
Yogscast, even.
Yogscast.
Yeah, because that was
Game Grumps,
model.
even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're. I think they're Yogscast affiliates now, even.
Maybe.
I don't know. But no, I mean, even this is going to turn more into inspiration than prepping. But I mean, I guess we can do this. I mean, we were even inspired.
Oh, we have time.
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
We were honestly even inspired by people that we didn't realize that we were going to be inspired by. I hate to tell you guys this because I know like you guys don't like this guy, but PewDiePie was kind of an inspiration because and PewDiePie is an inspiration for a lot of people on YouTube because not so much because
for
they
the
like
opposite
him.
reason. It's because
they
dislike him and they want
you want him off the top.
I'm not even going to say that they dislike him. It's that they've seen where he's gone just by being around.
Well, you see,
I mean, he's just him.
I was more inspired by Ray William Johnson.
Yeah,
so, but he was at the top of the game before PewDiePie.
Yeah,
and he just stepped down because he can.
Yeah, exactly. And
he didn't need it anymore.
Or that's just like the thing I have a problem with
is his $1 million fucking PewDiePie. You know he has a Patreon worth $1.5 million per month or something like that.
He also has a game coming out. He's working with Disney now.
Well, I mean, come on, man. I mean, the guy's worth like. The last I checked, just from YouTube, without any added bonuses like Patreon or any of that, YouTube, he's worth $4 million every year. But we're getting a little off topic here.
Yeah.
Like way off topic.
Okay, so anyway, prepping.
Now I know this is kind of a weird one.
What do you think you should keep on you?
A pen.
A pen. Okay, that's very good. They're very good reason. And better than you might think because
I know.
One thing in the Boy Scout handbook. Is that pens can be used as a fire starter.
Yeah.
If you take two big pens and you rub them together really fast, the plastic, I promise you, will start melting and then burst into flame. It works very quickly, and I've used it before. You can use pens for other things. You don't need to use them for writing.
Yeah. All right. So exactly.
And if I was gonna make a Doomsday backpack, so I'm gonna buy a 20 pack of Bic pens.
Yeah. You don't want to carry that many though.
Yeah. I mean,
some to start fighters if you need it.
Right.
Some to write with.
Right.
Maybe a Sharpie because to write things on chalk.
Another thing.
Doritos.
You want water soluble paper, right?
Yes.
You want a specific kind of paper, and you want to keep it in a clear plastic bag. You always want something that you can write on in any kind of apocalyptic scenario, because you have to take notes. If you don't take notes about your surroundings,
you'll never.
Oh, another thing, and I want to discuss this just so that the audience is aware. Are any of you familiar with the universal edibility test?
Is that the
Is a military? Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to explain it. Basically, you take...
Draw a Triforce on your arm. Or
No, it's not.
Draw a Triforce.
If you're going to perform the universal edibility test, you want to do this with a group of people you know, and you want... If you could get the information ahead of time, right, that'd be great. If you just knew if it was edible, that would be the best thing. But if you're out alone and you don't know if you can eat something and you're starving, and you say, there are a lot of things I usually eat, maybe I can eat the leaves from this tree. I'll tell you now that leaves of most trees are not edible.
No.
But they will prevent your starvation. So there are the three things that you can perform with any plant, any object, any meat, anything. Is to perform the universal edibility test. 1, you take that object and you rub it on a portion of your skin you don't care about. If you put it on your hands might swell, right?
Right.
Which could make them unusable for 1 or 2 days. You don't want that to happen. Do it to your thigh or your leg or something like that.
Something sturdy.
Something sturdy. So you rub a little bit on there and you wait 4 hours. Literally 4 hours.
Yeah.
For a response to take place. If nothing has happened, take that same object and rub it against your lips. If your lips don't swell, take a very small portion of it and put it in your mouth. Remember, you're waiting 4 hours between each of these actions. Rub it right against your lips, wait 4 hours. If you don't have anything happen, then put a little bit in your mouth, chew it, and spit it out. Wait 4 hours. Then, take a little bit and swallow it. Wait 4 hours. And then, take a small mouthful, put it into your mouth, and wait 12 hours to make sure that you don't have any problems in the bathroom later.
Right, exactly.
Because the worst thing you want to do is die
and eating a worm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once you perform that test, make sure that you don't use the bathroom, and then
Well, there are some things that you know that if you are familiar with your habitat,
your environment,
you'll
know that are edible, right?
Like in our hometown, I know for a fact that within my neighborhood, in somebody's backyard, they have raspberries and blackberry bushes.
Right.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Raspberries, blackberries, even what we call what are those other
poison berries.
Elderberries. Boysenberries.
Mulberries.
Mulberries. They grow everywhere.
Stain the sidewalk.
Not all berries are edible. That is a misconception. Mulberries are not edible. However, you can eat them in large quantities without getting sick, but they're not meant to be edible.
Yeah.
A mulberry tree is not an edible plant. But just because it's not edible,
they're so delicious.
Just because it's not edible doesn't mean you can't eat it. It's just that it's not a good idea to do so.
Well, when I was young, my mom worked in a botanical garden, and there was this tree that you could eat the leaves off of.
Right.
They tasted like grapes.
Right.
It was badass, and
I'm sure that plant is not edible. It's not meant to be.
It's probably obviously not.
Because if it was, it would be cultivated and grown. I would buy it on a farmer's market and eat them. Because leaves that taste like grapes, mind blown, right? That would obviously be popular with someone.
So, okay, so we're pretty good on food. Like, we understand the food part, Right. You understand that the first thing you should do is always stock up.
Always stock on things you know you can eat.
Yeah,
Secondly, know what you can eat. And third,
rice is always a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
stock up on non-perishable
items.
Yeah.
bottled water. Once again, I know that we're sounding like a broken record going over those same specific things.
Bottled water. You don't have to have bottled water. Filtering water is perfectly fine. Especially if you boil it afterward.
Right, but I'm saying just for even for the short period, having a little bit of bottled water to get through so that you can have the foraging collecting.
They make a straw that you can go up to any water source and it will filter it as you drink.
As you drink it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. And a lot of preppers do have that in their bag. A lot of reviews done online. It won't filter everything, right?
No, but
you can't put it in sewer water and drink it, right? It won't. That's first off, it's disgusting. But, secondly, what happens whenever you drink that and I mean, it's going to filter the stuff out, but the filter is going to get full eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's gonna, it's probably gonna last.
It's made for one use only. That's really like 1 or 2 uses out of it before it's disposable.
But I'm gonna say that the next thing is, to be honest with you guys, though, the bad thing is none of us here know how to do this.
What?
I mean, we could learn. It'd be something easy to learn. It would take time and practice, but once you get to the point where you're going, okay, well, I'm running out of these non-perishable food items, and I don't know if, this plant outside of my house is poison ivy or just a fern.
Well,
if you're that kind of person.
Me and Soren don't have to worry about it because we're immune.
Well, but you guys still see what I'm getting at.
Right.
Like, the everyday person is going to be able to go, can't just walk outside of their house and go, oh,
okay,
hey,
what are we
this
trying
is
for?
poison ivy.
Leaf of green.
No.
What? There's a poem for it.
Yeah. Leaves of 3, leave it be. Leave of 4, give me more.
But what I'm trying to say is, the one thing that you do need to get the skill is hunting.
Hunting.
Yes.
I hate to tell you this, but I am a very good shot archery-wise. I can make a bow out of PVC and fiberglass.
Right. Well, but have you ever been hunting?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the Boy Scouts, for God fucking sake.
I was in the Boy Scouts.
Well, you never achieved Eagle Scout, did you?
Neither did I.
You almost
You want to know something?
Closer than he was.
You want to know something? Whenever I asked them if we were going to go hunting, you know what they said? No.
Right.
They weren't going to. They would teach us how to use a bow and arrow, but they weren't.
They would never actually send you hunting.
So,
which is awful because guess what? Well, we hunted. Okay.
God damn it! So now we're gonna have. We always have to rely on you for this kind of shit, man.
No, he doesn't, because I'm like you. I used when I was young. I was messing with my brother's friend's bow, and I happened to pick up a broken arrow off the ground because the tip was just ripped off. Otherwise, the shaft was fine.
Right.
I chased a rabbit around for an hour with it. I was dead on that rabbit. It could not outrun me until I was called in for supper or whatnot.
Otherwise, he'd have rabbit.
My last shot before I was called in or whatever happened, I can't remember. I hit its tail. I don't know what happened to the rabbit after that, but I know I injured it.
Right, but I mean,
for me,
but you guys have to remember, this isn't an everyday person that knows how to do this.
I'm trying to.
I'm trying to give the tip to the everyday person.
How to hunt.
How to hunt.
Well, there's many different ways. You can Google that shit for God's sakes.
Not in an apocalyptic scenario.
But beforehand, if you're going to prep for this, the best way of prepping is before you go. Okay,
practice before doing.
Before you go, oh hey, I'm gonna.
Oh crap! I'm gonna need this skill.
Oh
for
God!
God's sakes, take some peanut butter, mouse traps, eat the mice.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have
first thing you need to do is you need to find out how to build traps.
Building trapping is an age-old art. It's not hard.
Snares are probably one of the easiest ones.
Yeah, exactly.
You can build a branch snare in 5 minutes,
or less if you know what you're doing.
And if you're, I know that there are some people out there that aren't comfortable with the idea of just going out and hunting and learning how to hunt.
Yeah.
But
trapping.
Even at that, you don't even have to go out and go, oh hey, I'm going to go out and hunt because these guys on YouTube told me to. Just learn how to use these items.
Know how to use the weapon. If you come across a bow, right, you don't want to say, oh, I'm not going to bring it with me. I don't know how to use it.
Right,
That would be an awful thing, right?
And if you're not digging the bow and the strength it needs, crossbows
will
harpoons.
Exactly. I mean,
and you can always manufacture your own weapons.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, these are all things
another thing that we're not considering it at all. Spears.
Yes, exactly.
Spears are nice.
You take the blade off of any knife and you tie it to a stick.
You have a spear.
You have a spear. And if you want to make it better, right, it's not hard. You split it in half, you shove the knife in the middle of the stick, right,
and then you just
tie it around the guards.
And just to say, this is the greatest tool. I mean, I know that this
has been used since like the dawn of time.
Well, I'm not talking about the spear actually. I'm talking about this is the greatest tool that any prepper can have. I know that a lot of people out there are gonna be like, "Oh, well, yeah, everyone says this," but no. I mean, seriously, this will help you make spears. This will help you make anything and everything you need to make at least sturdy enough for as long as you need it. Duct tape.
Duct tape.
I'm serious. Stock up on it. I mean, you don't need a lot.
There is duct tape.
And you know what's funny? Don't put the roll of duct tape in your bag. It's been known by preppers for a very long time. If you take the duct tape and unroll it and you fold it on itself, it will compact. It will have a lot less surface area.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the hole in the middle of the duct tape, right? That's space.
Yeah.
They could be otherwise. So if you take the duct tape and you just fold it over itself, you can still unroll it.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
And the adhesive is still just as good.
It doesn't stick to the top of itself because the top layer is made to not adhere to duct tape because otherwise you couldn't take it off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's made not to stick to duct tape. So if you roll it into like a wound cord, the whole roll of duct tape fits in like that.
Yeah, which people can't see that. It's probably about an inch
the size of a small muffin.
Inch and a half.
Inch and a half.
By maybe 3 inches.
You know, it's a small, compact kind of a bar of tape in your bag, and you just stick that in a bag. Again, sandwich baggies are your best friend.
Sandwich bag. But you can also make like a small duct tape pouch out of duct tape.
Yeah, another idea for preppers was
duct tape pouch out of duct tape.
All the foods you can put in a bag, right, that'll remain safe for a can of Pringles.
Oh yeah, it's
because, again, a full can of Pringles that gives you I think 1,700 calories or something like that.
Right,
if you have to ration that for 3 days, right? The best thing about it is, coincidentally enough, a roll of duct tape fits right over it. And there are other things you can wrap around it. You can make a nice little.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a can of Pringles and then rolls of duct tape.
Yep. There were preppers who had a actual shirt, pair of jeans, underwear, and socks can be put into a package the size of a Magic the Gathering deck set box.
Yeah.
Yes. They teach you things like that in the military too.
Mm-hmm.
Because those big duffel bags hold a lot of shit.
Oh
yeah, they do.
Yeah. Oh my God, you don't even know.
Yeah.
And I do know.
And you know what the funny thing about
those
duffel bags are? Or are you talking about an actual duffel bag?
Actual duffel the ones you find in Fallout 4.
Right. Okay. Those are made to tie on using the old Alice system, right? Right onto the top of the bag. Right? And they're just meant to be attached.
Yeah.
So if you get yourself an Alice bag, if you don't know what an Alice system is, it's when you look at a chest, a vest from a military soldier, there'll be these strips of elastic banded material on there, and it's in a grid pattern, and you can hook things onto that, and it's meant to be modular. It's called an Alice system. Now I think it's a Eliza system or something like that.
So the new system, it's because the system's been upgraded, it's been advanced. It is called the Eliza system, I believe.
Yeah.
But it is actually a completely different system, and a lot of it is a very a very powerful Velcro.
Right. It's a very powerful Velcro.
Which is really weird because what it is it's for so that whenever an impact happens, you don't lose all your shit.
Nothing gets knocked off of you. Let's say you get shot in the chest or something, and you fall backwards. Right.
Nothing will fall off. Now, the thing is,
your
a lot of
magazines
people
will stay there, and your grenades will stay there.
A lot of people go, "Oh, well, this sounds like it would be a bad thing," but
it's
the
great
thing
for
is,
a backpack.
Right, exactly.
Because you can stick all those things right to the outside of the backpack without you having to work about throwing the bag around and that falling off, and you can keep it outside the bag if you need it.
Another thing, I'm going to bring this up because I do know that there's a lot of things that, especially your everyday person doesn't think about. Once again, and this is kind of a weird one that I might have to explain even to you guys, but a spool of copper wire.
A spool of copper wire.
No, that's pretty explanatory, especially if you know basic conducting.
Right.
I'm not even talking for even like conductive purposes, but just because
it has a high tensile strength.
Exactly. I mean,
right.
You're talking about something that it does not break.
It's malleable.
Not
it's
easily.
Easy to bend. Right.
Exactly.
It has a high tensile strength. Right. So if you need to bind something together,
and it
doesn't even need to be thick either. It can be really thin copper wire.
I'd preferably something coated so that the copper doesn't rust.
And so the copper doesn't oxidize. If it's
patine.
Right. But you want to really. Right.
Yes, patine. Because patine.
But if you have even if it's very lightly sheathed, if the thinner the better, because if it's thinner, it's longer.
Yeah,
you only care about the length. You don't care about the strength.
Exactly.
Because you're only looking to bind things together.
Right.
Exactly.
But there are other purposes.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
You can make a small battery.
Another thing I would suggest to anyone, right, is 550 paracord. I have a huge 200, 300 foot spool of it after I made a bullwhip out of it.
Another thing about that cord, a lot of places now sell like necklaces, belts, and sometimes they're wrapped around the handles of like machetes and shit.
Anything. Because I would bring that over here just to show the world, but no camera.
Talking about machetes, machetes are great.
Hatchets are better.
Axes are better.
Hatchets.
Because
they're small.
Hatchets, axes, wood splitter. Any kind of wood splitter would be fantastic.
Another thing I'm going to say is I know that machetes are great, and a lot of people would be like, oh, that would be the first thing of choice for me.
How are you going to fit that in your bag?
Exactly. I would say your best bet is to get
a good woodsman's knife that can split wood.
Yeah, or woodsman's knife.
Or only the head to a hatchet.
Yeah.
You don't need the whole handle.
Right,
You can hold a hatchet in your hand just fine.
Right. The other thing is, if you can, get a military... It doesn't have to be something new.
A folding...
a military issue... Yeah. Both of these items, military issue spade...
Right.
Which is foldable.
Combat shovel.
A combat shovel. The other thing is your atypical bayonet.
And I know at our
anything World War II or newer.
Our Army surplus store, right?
Yeah.
In town, carries both of those in the same package.
Yeah,
you can probably find them. I mean, they're bright orange.
They're fairly cheap.
And you know what? They're meant for digging foxholes.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can use that anywhere. That spade is sharpened, hardened steel.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention,
isn't there a serrated edge on one?
There's a serrated edge on that, so you can it serves two purposes.
By the
one,
way,
it's a weapon.
If you guys don't mind me saying,
it's meant for chopping through the grass.
There's another thing that this can be used for as well. Talking about this, since we're talking about wood splitting, was also designed to be able to go through the jungle and replace the machete.
Right.
So you're also looking at a universal tool that replaces your axe, your machete.
Well, originally the combat shovel was used by monks to bury the dead along the road, but as they repurposes as a defense.
Right, exactly. And
for themselves.
But as far as that goes, that's probably one of the absolute best items you could pick up is that dual kit. And the best part is that most people go, okay, well, why did you specify the this knife that comes with it? Why is that so important? Well, the bayonet that comes with it, and the reason why this is so important is because most of them come with a few cool little things. Number one is that on the handle, they're on pretty much all of them. There's a compass, so you're never going to lose what direction you're going. The second thing is on the inside, there's a small med kit, including.
I have
sometimes there's not even med kits. Sometimes you'll find wires for snares and matches.
Or in the case of the one I have upstairs, an entire fishing line.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete with hook, complete with tackle,
that
gauze.
That by the way, you actually tie to the knife.
Right. To fish with.
Because it has the hole to do it. Yeah. I mean, these are kind of invaluable items.
Yeah, and if you're going to travel anywhere for a long period of time, if in your prep kit, I don't know how good at navigation you think you are, put a compass in there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I brought that up.
I don't even care if you know how to use a compass, you'll learn how to use it.
Right,
you know how city streets are
Right.
name.
Oh yeah, and there's another thing. An interesting thing that most people don't know: city streets. If you are in an urban environment, streets go east to west. Avenues are north to south. It is the same for every city in the United States.
Oh. See, that was actually something I didn't know.
And if you're in New York City, right? If you're on 5th and 7th, right? You can discern your location.
5th Street and 7th Avenue.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're getting at. That's awesome.
So you know your coordinate within, and since all the blocks in New York City are regularized, they're all exactly 170 feet wide, then you can't miss it.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that you could say about
Oh no, I think it's actually 470 feet. I don't know,
something like that.
It's
you don't have
a
to
big
be exact.
Distance. Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, whenever you're talking about this kind of stuff, this is something like if you're a prepper in New York,
and the reason why that is
if they're preppers in New York and they're listening to this video, then you just going, oh hey, it's 170 feet.
Because I think it's 12 blocks to a mile. It's like exactly 12 blocks to a
mile. But you just bringing up the fact. Hopefully, these people are going, oh my god, that's a cool fact. But now, since he's not exactly sure. I'm just going to look it up, and now they'll know exactly what they're talking about.
I mean, even if I'm not entirely right, look it up. I know that it's.
It also depends on the city planners. Some people
depends on the city planners, but always one direction goes on. Typically north-south, one goes east-west. I know that in our city, particularly, it's north-south avenues. It could be different for New York, but I'm pretty sure that is how the grid is set up.
Right, but I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, though, because whenever you think about it, a lot of cities are more than likely set up that way. Because have you ever been to another major city? You went to...
yeah, like, for example, this street, I'm not going to name the street, is Rhea Avenue, right? That leads to Main Street.
Right, that's true.
So, and the same continues on, is, I'm going to call it Union. It says Union Street. It's actually perpendicular to Main Street. Right. But right next to it is when you're going to the back neighborhoods, they're all called streets because the city planners don't know any better. Well, we're the people who knew what they were doing.
Like I said, as long as we're right around 30 minutes, it's okay. I'm not really that worried about it.
It's okay. I mean,
this is kind of an important topic, but I think that we've actually, you pointed that out, we have covered quite a bit of information tonight, and that's something that I think
hour and a half of recording.
I think that's something that if I was a prepper that didn't know or wanted to become a prepper, and I was going, well, where can I go? Who can I talk to? Who knows this shit? Who can give us some kind of starting information?
Ask questions.
Well, first thing you can do, like, our video is helpful, but Good Mythical Morning also covers a prepping thing.
Right, but I'm going to say...
But they also give links to websites to sell shit. So,
I'm going to say the first thing that you should do is... Yes, you're coming to us and you're going, okay, well, you guys know this.
You should make a get-out-of-Dodge bag.
Yeah, the
also
first
known as
thing...
a good bag. Google it.
The first thing that you should do, and I'm going to have my friend Soaring here find this because I know that he can.
Oh, great. You're hiring me to do something.
Well, it's not going to be too bad. I would say what we're going to do...
links to some articles that'll...
Yeah,
I'll put them in the description.
And I'm not talking like other YouTubers or, I'm talking... I'm talking officials that are telling you what you should do, the most basic thing, and take all the tips that we're giving you and other YouTubers might give you.
Read up on the CDC.
Read up on the CDC.
Read up on the CDC. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control in the United States, has great prepping material. They have their entire websites dedicated to it because the CDC, they are the biggest prep.
And they even released a book called... what was the book? The Zombie Apocalypse.
Zombie Survival Guide.
The Zombie Survival Guide.
CDC
did not do that. They had a website.
They had a website dedicated
to the zombie apocalypse. And it was to get teens involved in the CDC.
And the other thing is, if you really are having trouble finding it, the other thing that you can do is get a hold of your local law enforcement or even your local armory, and they should be able to give you any information as well.
Interestingly enough, a lot of the older military papers on the subject are public knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
you can get them through Freedom of Information exchange requests.
Yeah.
That is free to any person in the United States so long as they fulfill the requirements of the Freedom of Information Act and pay for the print.
So now that we've given you guys all this information about random things, I am going to say good night, everybody. Once again, it's been myself, Drone, Soaring, and Kaboom. Trolls, leave your comments down below. We'll laugh at them later. Have a good night.